Today, Brent is tying up his variation of the Circus Peanut that originated by Russ Madden. This fly has a great reputation of targeting large species of trout and other predators such as northern pike and bull trout.
Good day, everyone, and welcome to another segment of On the Bench. Today I'll bring you my version of the Circus Peanut. I made a couple little modifications here. We'll talk about that as we go along. Tie the fly. Here's a fly that originated with Russ Madden, and it's been a great pattern over the years, and many different species and colors and combinations, and just keeps evolving because it's such a great fly. It's been used a lot, and we're just going to tie this one a little bit different, but that's a nice thing about tying your own flies. If you want to trick them out certain ways, go for it. Okay, we'll be tying with a size 1 streamer hook in the vise here. I'll be using some 120 denier flat wax thread from Danville's. Just the shank. And in the rear, we'll be using some dark brown marabou, and I want some of this real fluffy, webby marabou in the back for my tail. This is a big fly. I'm getting a bunch ready of these. I get down for some largemouth bass there, and bull trout are on this bug too. Really, I'll use it for both. And you can go to different colors and sizes and get them right up for pike or whatever. And I'll throw that for pike, no problem at all. It's a nice color combination. I kind of like this one. It's one of my favorites. And then we put an olive marabou over top. It's a very bushy tail. Then I'll just take some of this light flash here. This is a living fibers or something like that, H2O. Very fine flash, got a lot of scaly material in there. I like using that quite a bit. I'll tie one on some on each side. And it can come just behind the marabou, just kind of feather that out a little bit. All right. So then the next secret sauce in this will be the polar chenille, and this is in a UV rust. Where's the bag? Rusty copper. UV, great color for that. You guys with rotary vices, this is what I'm going to do. I'll just hold my thread's going to come ahead of me. I'm just going to hold my materials down. It's going to come out of my fingers as I go along. And that'll just, you can whip that on there really quick. And there's nothing's getting trapped underneath. Make sure when you're doing that, you don't stick your finger on these hooks. I got a pretty good hook in the trailer. Now you don't need a great hook in the trailer unless you want to cut the front one off, or sometimes you can use them both. Depends on where you're fishing. Some will allow you to have both hooks in. Some you'll need only allowed one. So make sure you check your regulations. Don't get thrown in jail on my account. Okay, now we'll come in here with some brown turkey schlappen. Finish off the rear hook. I'm going to bug that out again. Wrap that on nice as you go along. And tie that off. Keep these tips of this turkey schlappens for other smaller flies. That covers that UV up a little bit. It's really good. Now we're going to want make this little creature a little more buggy, so we're going to bring in some silly legs. And I'll tie 2 on each side. Grab another 2 for this side. Fold that on your thread. Catch it on each side. Tie it back. Probably want to get yourself one of your little hair clips. That works nice for Keeping all this stuff out of your way. I'll accept that one little straggler guy. We'll work around it. I'll just don't need much whip turn on that. I'm going to grab my Silver bone dry here and I'll finish this fly up, make it more durable. And it'll soak right in to that thread. Now we're just cooking our light. Move forward here. We'll start with our second hook here in a second. Okay. Now where I'm heading, I can only fish the one, so I'm going to clip this back one off. And in some cases, you want the back one on, the front one cut off, so then you can reverse it. But pretty universal pattern, like say, many species in place you can fish this fly. Now we'll take on the front here. I'm going to be taking a bass stinger hook, nice big white gape on it. Come in here, dress the shank with our flat thread. Seeing if my hope it's not going out of focus on me. Sometimes I forget to set my focus. I can't stay focused. Okay, and then I'll be using some, these are the Realize from Spirit River. There's 3/16 nickel red. They already have the pupil in them and everything else. And look really good. I'm just going to X that on the bottom. That way it'll ride with the hook down. And if you want them to ride the other way, then you just tie it the other way around, okay? You hook up. Depends on how your dumbbell lies. If I want to ride top side, I'd put them on the other side of the shank on the top, okay? That makes sense. All right, now we'll bring in some Power Pro, 50-pound Power Pro braid. I use that for attaching my trailer hooks a lot of times, and intruder wire works very well too. I use that sometimes too if I want the trailer hook to just kind of stay in behind, like this. This wouldn't suspend a hook in behind because it's soft, but it's very, very strong and durable. Like you don't have to worry about it breaking. So instead of the intruder wire, and then they put a couple beads in between, what I noticed, it kind of gets the flies, it looks like there's two flies, and there's quite a space in the middle there. So this is the way I like to do it. I'll just attach it really, really close here, just so I get the movement, and get my braid on the top here. Tie it back over itself. Again, get lots of turns. Where's my little hair clip? Get all this materials out of the way, and I'll just clamp that on my vise. I don't have to fight with it for the rest of the pattern here. Okay, that helps a lot. Finish tying that braid back over itself. So I have the hook and everything coming right off the back here. It doesn't look like much, but it will hold its 50-pound test. So now I'm going to take some olive schlappen. That's another brown one. And we'll put these together. And there's also, like to say, that bit of a hole in there. So this is going to help. Instead of the pattern calls for the puller to go on here and go forward again, and then the schlappen at the head. I'm going to use some schlappen at the head as well, but this I'm going to add these two schlappen right at the rear. Oh, make sure they're tied in good before you. Sometimes as flat threads you get pretty, they don't catch as well as some of the other threads. They're a little bit slippery. So you can use whatever big thread you want. I think that's going to matter. Okay, so we're going to come with the brown and the olive together here, kind of blend it as we go around, make it more interesting. And we're coming forward. Just keep working that back so you don't trap any down. They're very breathable. That's coming okay. And take a couple more turns. Call that good. Now these little tips, like I say, just save them. You can use them for smaller flies. Put them in a bag and save them. So that'll give you a nice, that'll cover that hole in that fly, like I say. Here looks really good. It's going to swim and look nice. Now we'll bring in our polar flash again to finish the body. Tie that in here, the back, and do what we did earlier. Just let that come right out of our fingers. Tie the top without trying to trap anything down. Get good turns in here. You'll see that these fibers are all, there's nothing trapped down there when you do it like that, when you hold it in your fingers and let it pop out as you're winding. And if you hand overhand it, just make sure you don't wind it down, okay? There's lots of good turns here. That's why I use a flat thread. I can get lots of turns. Make sure I've got everything bound down really, really well. Okay, now we will need some olive again. Use a little bit of lighter, and then that allows that polar flash show through in the front. A little more. Nice color. But without that slapping in the middle, it's, I don't know, I just like the way I do it this way, and I'm sure they all fish well. That fly's got a great reputation. Russ has made a great contribution to the fly fishing world with that one. So then I got my olive there. Just going to scale my colors down. Go find me some more of my silly legs. Use whatever rubber legs you like. Silly legs are kind of a little bit fragile, to be honest with you, and I'll use some other stouter ones sometimes. So that seems like fleck kind of wants to break there sometimes, so that's why I put 2 on each side, but you can go with the round rubbers. They're all probably the most durable. Take 2 on the other side. Fold it. So you got 4 legs on each side. You don't pull them too hard on here, they'll last. It's nice. Silly legs are nice. Got nice flexing, pretty good attractors. Lots of movement. Okay. Dealing with bass, they're not going to get it too bad, that silly legs, but pike flies, you want to make them a little more durable, a lot more durable than them. Them rascals will tear up anything you own. Okay, then for the head, I'm going to be using some Senyos laser dubbing, and this is Sculpin Olive for the top. Just get those fibers all laid out nice. Take 1 or 2 soft turns, and then I'll fold it back for the top. That's a real easy way to do the head, and it works and it looks good. Then I'll bring some white laser dub for the belly. Just a wool with some flash in it. It's really nice product. I use this a lot. And then make sure it's tied over itself good here. I like to put my hook down so I don't stick that sharp hook through my finger. These are really good hooks. I'll just take a couple turns there. I'm not going to really depend on that web finish to hold anything in place. It's this Solres or bone dry will seep right into it. If you don't take more turns, and then make sure you use your good head cement or something on here, okay? A little head cement on that, bone dry in this case. Hit it with my torch. And there you go. A circus peanut ready for action. I'll just let this off the back. And brush it out. This fly is really going to fish well. So, thanks to Russ Madden. You created a monster here. This is a great fly. So, and it's just the way I do it, folks. So, tie it as you wish. Thanks again for watching. and we'll catch you again real soon.
We appreciate Brent sharing another one of his favorite flies. Join him for live stream demos. Thanks for joining us today. Take care and conserve the waters. The trailer hook is tied on a size 1 streamer hook with 120 denier flat wax thread. The tail is olive over brown marabou and accented with flash and slinky fibers. The body is rusty copper UV polar chenille. The front is brown turkey schlappen with 2 silly legs folded on each side. The front hook is a base stinger hook and attached to the rear hook with 50-pound braided line. The front of the hook has a 3/16 realized tied under the shank. The reel of the hook has an olive and brown turkey schlappen, and the body is rusty polar flash. The front of the fly is olive schlappen, and the head is Cineo's laser dubbing in sculpin olive and white. The fly tying thread has Solares bone dry applied for durability.